Marilyn Monroe was ready to speak raw, honest, and unfiltered. But just days before it was set to air, the studio pulled the plug on her final interview. What was so dangerous in her words that Hollywood worked so hard to silence them? A star at her breaking point. By 1962, Marilyn Monroe had become more than just a movie star. She was an icon, but also a woman unraveling. She had been fired from Something's Got to Give, was battling illness, addiction, and loneliness. She was tired of the blonde bombshell routine and desperate to be seen for her mind, not just her curves. That summer, she agreed to a final tell-all interview with a trusted journalist. Friends say Marilyn was determined to set the record straight. It wasn't just gossip, she wanted to expose how the industry had used her, broken her, and abandoned her. She spoke about betrayal, about her treatment by Fox Studios, about men in power who manipulated her. It was vulnerable, courageous, and brutally honest. But the truth scared people. And powerful hands quickly moved to bury it. Fox Studios in the fear of exposure. 20th Century Fox had invested millions into Monroe's image. She was their golden girl, even when her behavior became difficult. The studio didn't want the world to see the real Marilyn, damaged, angry, and calling them out. Executives feared backlash, lawsuits, and a PR nightmare. If Monroe publicly spoke about being exploited or harassed, it could destroy careers. She had dirt on everyone, producers, directors, agents. The interview was seen as a bomb waiting to go off. Fox pulled strings to stop its publication, citing legal and contractual violations. But insiders say it was pure panic. They weren't protecting Marilyn. They were protecting themselves. What Marilyn allegedly revealed. Though the full interview never aired, leaked transcripts suggest Monroe didn't hold back. She spoke about being drugged on set, about being sexually coerced early in her career. She claimed she was under surveillance, and hinted she was being watched even in her home. She also revealed how men she trusted had betrayed her, including names that shocked her interviewer. She spoke about her mental health struggles and feeling used like a product. She cried during parts of the interview, saying, "They all wanted Marilyn. Nobody wanted Norma." There were rumors she named powerful political figures she had relationships with. The interview was reportedly raw, emotional, and devastating. And that's exactly why it never saw the light of day. The Kennedy connection. One of the biggest rumors about the interview was her reference to the Kennedy brothers. Monroe had been linked romantically to both John F. Kennedy and Robert Kennedy. She never spoke publicly about these affairs, but many believe she finally broke her silence. If true, the fallout could have been explosive, both for the White House and for Fox. Some claim she hinted at being discarded by the brothers after she became a liability. There were even whispers she had written letters and recorded phone calls. Suddenly, the studio's urgency to shut her down makes more sense. It wasn't just about reputation, it was about power. And in 1962, power didn't want Marilyn Monroe talking. The interviewer speaks, years later. The journalist who conducted the interview never released the full transcript during his lifetime. In later interviews, he said, "That conversation changed me forever." She was already gone, emotionally. He confirmed she spoke about studio abuse, mental health, and feeling betrayed by the men around her. But legal threats and pressure made it impossible to publish. He said he feared for his career, and even his safety. Later, fragments of the audio were reportedly destroyed, while others were sealed by court order. Only a few pages remain, and those who read them say they reveal a woman in deep pain, but also clarity. She wanted to reclaim her story. And she never got the chance. Silenced once more by the machine she made rich. Days before her death, the timeline tightens. Marilyn died just weeks after the interview, under mysterious and still debated circumstances. Was it suicide? An accidental overdose? Or something more sinister? Many believe her final interview played a role in what followed. The timing is chilling, she was about to speak, and then she was gone. Some say it was coincidence. Others aren't so sure. Hollywood, politics, and media all had something to lose from her honesty. Fox publicly mourned her, but behind the scenes, they were reportedly relieved. One less scandal to manage. One less voice to silence. And her truth, once again, buried with her. What happened to the interview? Parts of the interview remain missing, possibly destroyed, possibly hidden. Some believe a copy still exists, locked away in a private archive. The journalist's family has refused requests to release any material. A few typed pages were leaked in the 90s, but most of it remains unseen. Hollywood historians continue to dig, hoping to unearth the full story. Because it's not just about gossip, it's about truth. The real Marilyn Monroe wanted to be heard. But she was shut down, erased, and edited for comfort. And we still don't know what she really wanted to say in those final days. But we know it was powerful enough to terrify the biggest names in Hollywood. The studio buried her last words, but Marilyn Monroe's truth still echoes in whispers. They were scared of her honesty, and maybe, they still are. Because what she knew wasn't just scandalous, it was dangerous.